KORK North Bay, your source for news and happenings throughout the North Bay.
Hello and thanks for watching KORK North Bay TV, where you'll find local news and happenings focused on the greater North Bay area. This broadcast is sponsored by Mike Larbre Automotive, 5-star ratings for all of your domestic and import automotive repair needs, located on Highway 12 in Sonoma. Mention you saw them here on KORK TV to receive a special discount. This broadcast is also sponsored by our friends at Sonoma Paint Center, your source for all of your home and automotive paint and supply needs. In Clear Lake last Sunday at about 9 o'clock in the morning, a CHP officer spotted a 2000 Chevy Suburban traveling along Highway 53 with an expired registration tag, so he performed a stop at the Dam Road intersection. But instead of the driver pulling over, she made a run for it and took off. She didn't get far, though, before other units in the area caught up to her on 18th Avenue, where they were able to pull her over. But as soon as she stopped, her male passenger jumped out and took off on foot. But he didn't get very far before he was apprehended and taken into custody. He was identified as 37-year-old Alex Schusselin, a resident of Clear Lake, who officers noticed had quite a bit of blood on his clothes. Back at the vehicle, the driver was also taken into custody and identified as 32-year-old Jazelyn Critchett, also a resident of Clear Lake. Now here's where the story takes a serious and gruesome turn. While officers were at the scene, they also noticed quite a bit of blood on Critchett's clothes, as well as blood smeared all over the seats of the vehicle. Looking further, the officer spotted a man's deceased body lying in the back seat. Based on some additional information that the officers were able to get, they sent some other units to Highway 175 near the Lake County and Mendocino County line and located a second body of a victim down an embankment. That victim was a woman. The deceased man found in the back seat of the Suburban was identified as Terry Harris, and the woman found down the ravine as Desiree Fuentes, both residents of Sonoma County. Officers began to search the area where they took Schusselin into custody and located a firearm, so now the case has gone from a traffic stop to a double homicide. Both Critchett and Schusselin were taken into custody and booked into Lake County Jail on charges of carjacking, murder, and a felon in possession of a firearm. According to police, it's believed the four met in Santa Rosa on Sunday and that the carjacking and murders took place somewhere as they were all headed north in Sonoma County. And then, after dumping the woman's body down the embankment up on the Hopland grade, the two suspects headed to Clear Lake, where they were pulled over because the Suburban they carjacked had an expired registration tag. I'd say that was one heck of a lucky stop that apprehended two suspected murderers. In Nevada on Saturday, just before 1 o'clock in the morning, a tragic solo vehicle crash occurred on San Martin Drive at Simmons Lane, where a teen driver lost control of his vehicle and crashed into a utility pole. Inside the vehicle were 5 teenagers, ranging in age between 16 and 18, who were past students of 2 Rohnert Park high schools. Unfortunately, according to police, both a high rate of speed and alcohol were factors that led up to the crash. The 17-year-old driver and his 4 passengers were transported to the hospital. Tragically, one of the teen passengers was pronounced deceased at the hospital, and 3 others were listed in critical condition. A 4th passenger has been upgraded to stable condition. Incidents like this are a nightmare for every parent. Our condolences go out to the deceased teen's family. Last weekend in Petaluma, a dangerous standoff situation took place at about 4:15 in the afternoon when a person inside a home made a call to 911 and said another person who was inside the home with them was threatening to kill them. While the caller was on the phone with dispatchers, gunshots were heard over the phone, so police responded to the scene as quickly as possible. When they arrived to the home located on Cuck Lane, which is a couple of miles west of town off of Bodega Avenue, officers were able to locate several occupants on the property and get them to safety. But the suspect, who was identified as 30-year-old Martin Mosesson, was nowhere to be found. A quick records check revealed that Mosesson had several firearms registered under his name. This property has several buildings on it, so a search warrant was obtained, and by about 8:30 that evening, canine units, along with the use of drones and the thermal imaging camera on Henry 1, began searching the area, but again, Mosesson was nowhere to be found. Calls were made to his cell phone, as well as loudspeaker commands for him to come out with his hands up, but there was no response. By now, the Sonoma County SWAT team was on scene, who at this point began searching inside each building, but again, Mosesson couldn't be found. So a few minutes after 10 p.m., the SWAT team deployed a flashbang grenade inside the home, which prompted Mr. Mosesson to finally come out peacefully, where he was taken into custody without incident. He was transported to Sonoma County Jail and booked on charges of making felony criminal threats and shooting into an unoccupied building, as well as a vehicle, with a bail set at $30,000. We're glad this incident ended with no one being hurt or killed. On Saturday morning in Napa Valley, near the town of Calistoga, a bicyclist who was riding along Dunawheel Lane near the Silverado Trail was struck by a vehicle and killed. This incident happened at about 6:30 in the morning when the bicyclist was traveling eastbound towards the Silverado Trail on the northbound shoulder of the lane, which is this side of the road, and then crossed over into the eastbound lane, which is the correct lane that he was supposed to be traveling in for the direction that he was heading, which is when he was struck by a Mustang that was coming up behind him in that same eastbound lane. The Mustang driver pulled over and was cooperative with police, but unfortunately, the bicyclist was pronounced deceased at the scene. Dunawheel Lane was closed to traffic as investigators worked at the scene and was reopened shortly after noon. The identity of the bicyclist hasn't been released yet. In Santa Rosa last Friday at about 8:15 in the morning, a 68-year-old man who was parked near Brookwood Drive and 3rd Street was attacked and struck on the head by a male suspect who then took his keys and got into the driver's seat in an attempt to carjack the elderly man's vehicle. But this wasn't your average 68-year-old, because even with a head injury, this 68-year-old yanked the younger suspect out of his car, which prompted him to abandon his idea of stealing this man's vehicle, so he fled the scene and took off on foot. The police were called, and a witness was able to give the officers a detailed description of the suspect. So with that information, officers began searching around the area, and a few minutes later spotted the suspect hiding behind a home on the 1000 block of 4th Street, so they moved in and took him into custody. The suspect was identified as Sean Lopez, a resident of San Francisco. Mr. Lopez was given a legal ride in the back seat of a police cruiser to Sonoma County Jail, where he was booked on charges of elder abuse causing great bodily injury and carjacking, and is being held on $100,000 bail. The 68-year-old victim was transported to the hospital for treatment and is expected to recover from the hit that he took to his head. We'd like to note that Mr. Lopez was recently released from jail in San Francisco and was in violation of his probation for failing to check in and report to his probation office like he's supposed to be doing. I'd say that attacking a 68-year-old man and trying to carjack his car is also a violation of his probation. In Rohnert Park last Friday at about 1:30 in the afternoon, a school staffer at Technology High School called the police department after they received a call from someone who said they were going to come to the school and commit a shooting, so the school was immediately placed on lockdown. Numerous police units arrived at the school and, with the principal's help, secured the perimeter of the school to ensure the safety of everyone on campus. Once they had the ground secured, they began a very structured evacuation of the 400 students, who by 5:30 that afternoon were all safely picked up by relatives. Thankfully, it was a false alarm call, but also hopefully detectives can track down who made that call and hold them accountable. In the town of Fairfield last Tuesday, an incredibly disturbing event took place when a strange man showed up at the door of a home on the 1700 block of Burbank Court and began making threats that he was going to break down the door to get inside because he wanted to check on the homeowner's daughter. Inside the home was a woman and her child. However, the man homeowner, who was talking through the Ring camera to the suspect, was not home at the time and was speaking remotely using the Ring app. The Ring doorbell camera recorded this highly disturbing incident, so let's take a look now at what took place, and we warn you, this may be disturbing to some, so please watch with caution.
Hello?
Hi there, can you open this door, please?
For what? I just want to make sure that everything's okay. There seems to be something going on.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I just figured I'd check on something.
I don't know what you want, man. Get out of my house.
Open this fucking door. Where's your daughter, man? Where's your daughter,
What are
man?
you talking about?
Where's your daughter? Who's in there with you?
Bro, if you don't
Open this
leave,
fucking door. Open this door. I'm breaking it fucking down. You understand me?
leave my house. You don't.
Are you okay? Is everyone
We
in
are
this house
okay.
okay?
What? Everyone's okay. What do you want? Can you leave my house, please?
You open the door, please.
You have nothing to do with my house. Can you leave my house?
You know what my name is?
I don't know who you are. You don't belong to this neighborhood. That's for sure.
This is my neighborhood, though.
Yeah, I live there. I don't know you.
My name is Harry Dresden, motherfucker. Open the door. This is my neighborhood. Open the fucking door. Now, or I will fucking end you. Do you understand me?
Thankfully, the front door was locked while this guy was on his rampage, but he was able to make entry to the house through a sliding glass door. So let's continue with the video footage captured inside the home on surveillance cameras and see when the man of the house came home and tried getting the suspect out. Again, this is fairly disturbing footage, so please watch with caution.
Where the fuck is she? Huh? Victor, you around? Huh? You like raping little girls, bitch? Huh? You fucking try me, I swear to God, I'll fucking kill you. Do you understand me? Where the fuck is she? You might. Get the fuck out of my fucking house! You think you can fucking stop me, motherfucker? I won't say nothing to you, bitch! There's no fucking... You fucking liar! I can hear her! I can fucking hear her! I can hear you! Bitch! You son of a... I'll fucking kill you! Motherfucker! Give me your chance right now, man! This is the third room, bro. I'm giving you a fucking chance! Get the fuck out of my house! This is the third room, bro. I'm telling you, get the fuck out of my house!
During the altercation between the homeowner who had armed himself with a shovel and the suspect, both the suspect and the homeowner suffered head injuries during the altercation. Minutes later, police arrived at the scene and were able to take the suspect, who was now outside the residence, into custody without further incident. The suspect was identified as 30-year-old Jason Nichols, who was transported to the hospital for treatment for the head injuries he sustained during the altercation with the homeowner and then booked into Solano County Jail on a number of felony charges.
Fairfield Police Department.
It turns out that after this event, The Fairfield Police Department released some more information about Nichols and said that Nichols was also charged with the probable cause of annoying or molesting a child under the age of 18, so that charge has also been added to his already existing charges. On Wednesday last week, in the Clear Lake Oaks area, a vehicle versus pedestrian hit-and-run incident proved to be fatal for the pedestrian. This incident took place at about 9 o'clock in the evening along Highway 20 in Orchard Shores when a 60-year-old woman crossed the highway and was struck by a blue Ford Focus traveling westbound who continued on fleeing the scene. Tragically, the 60-year-old woman was pronounced deceased at the scene. The CHP is asking anyone in the area who sees a blue Ford Focus between the years of 2009 and 2013 with front-end damage to please call them at 707-281-5200. On Monday, in the outskirts of the Suisun area, on the 5100 block of Gordon Valley Road, a fire broke out in a 2,000-square-foot barn that prompted the response of multiple agencies, including CAL FIRE's Sonoma Lake Napa Unit, Napa County Fire, Suisun Fire Protection District, and the Montezuma Fire Protection District. In all, 36 firefighters battled the flames in order to get the fire under control and keep it from spreading, and thanks to their amazing work, they were able to do just that. We thank all of the first responders who worked on this incident for their great work. Well, around the Santa Rosa area, the scammers are at it again by making calls to people, posing as police officers and government officials, demanding money for a fine, or that they have an outstanding warrant for their arrest that they can pay off in order to not be taken to jail. Most of us know a scam call when we get one, but there are many, including the elderly, who can fall for these scams and end up sending them money. Just know that the police, the sheriff's department, and/or local or state governments do not call people and demand money or threaten people of being arrested over the phone. So if you happen to get one of these calls, don't fall for it and just hang up. Also, never provide these callers with any information, especially any personal information, banking information, account numbers, social security numbers, or anything, because with that information, they can sometimes access and drain bank accounts or max out credit cards. If you have older parents or relatives, this might be a good time to remind them about these scam calls so they don't fall victim to them.
Transform your home or business with Sonoma Paint Center. As your local Benjamin Moore retailer, we've got everything you need to paint inside and out, plus top quality stains. Step inside our Santa Rosa location or visit us in Sonoma, Sebastopol, and now our newest location in Napa. From vibrant colors to durable finishes and required supplies, we'll help you bring your vision to life. Sonoma Paint Center, serving you in Santa Rosa, Sonoma, Sebastopol, and now Napa. Sonoma Paint Center, color your world.
KORK North Bay TV is adding a new segment to our news broadcasts called My Awesome Pet, where we'll be featuring videos sent in by you, our viewers, of your pets doing cool tricks or funny things, kind of like America's Funniest Videos, but featuring your awesome pets. Then, each segment will be followed by a pet care tip from a professional at a local veterinary hospital or animal shelter. Each week we'll be airing a new segment featuring someone's awesome pet, followed by a new professional pet care tip. How can you participate in this and get your pet featured on TV? Just send us a video clip of your awesome pet, and if we like it, we'll air it on the segment. Be sure to tell us all about your awesome pet, like its name, how old it is, what breed or type it is, and any other fun information you might have about why your pet is awesome. Clips can be emailed to us at info@korktv.com. That's info@korktv.com. Or if you have a video clip uploaded to a cloud or a hosting service, like YouTube or Vimeo, just email us the link so we can download it. It's that easy. If we like the clip, we'll air it. If you don't already have a video clip of your awesome pet, just make one and email it to us. Everyone has a smartphone with a video camera, right? You don't need anything more. We can't wait to see your awesome pet. Well, that's it for our broadcast today. Thanks for tuning in. We really appreciate it. Remember, you can watch us on our website at KORKTV.com or on our YouTube channel under the name of KORK North Bay TV. And if you watch us on YouTube, please be sure to subscribe to us. We'd sure appreciate it. We'd like to wish everyone a safe, happy, and healthy day. Thanks for watching.